Hey, I just want to record this video because I was looking on the League subreddit this morning, or I guess this afternoon after work, and I saw this TF Blade abandoning, or sorry, griefing his jungler thread at the very top, and I was like, oh, well, here we go. Another streamer doing something really stupid, and it's getting a lot of attention, right? They're getting flames, and they did something really stupid that they should get punished for. Um, but I'm not going to show the clip or anything because it's like a minute long and you can go watch it. But basically, um, TF Blade is irritated that his jungler isn't doing anything and goes and walks over to his jungler's red buff, and takes it. And then says in chat like, "Go top, like I'm gonna be jungle now from now on." Yeah, and pretty much griefs the game, right? This is anyone could agree that this is grief in the game for your team, and saying that you don't want to win. But I think that the league community has this thing where, well, just like any community, right? Where like the internet online, like will always just like band together against like a target when they have the chance to, right? And I think that a majority of the people like in the thread really didn't even take the time to like see if this was like the full context of the situation, which is okay, right? Because no one's ever gonna do that. But I kind of wanted to just like provide that context and give my thoughts on it, because if I can get even like one or two people to be like, oh, hey, this kind of makes sense, or I can't understand what you're saying, then hey, that's a good thing, right? I'm not here to say like I'm so high and mighty. I'm just here to say my opinion, and maybe someone will agree with it, maybe someone won't, and we'll move on. I'm literally a piss random, so my opinion doesn't matter, but I'm still free to make it, right? So here we go. So after this clip, I went and looked just at the champ select and the VOD to see what was happening beforehand. I can mute it because I don't want, you don't need to hear him. But basically, he gets his lobby before this dodged, and so he gets in this new lobby, and immediately his jungler, Nidalee 666, types, "We have plats, so not trying this game." Fine. I don't even think, it doesn't even sound like Blade cares, really. Like, he's not even paying attention to the chat, really, which is
Let's see.
understandable, I guess, because he is streaming, right? He's looking at chat, doing his own stuff, looking at Discord, right? Um,
Good start. What is this? Into
oh,
the game?
yeah, so he kind of sees it, talks about
Good.
it.
Like, we should just fucking run it down, eh?
Yeah.
Let's make something else fun at least if we lose.
I mean, his challenge is playing top champions, so
Champion.
obviously, like, he wants to play
Run it down.
a funner top lane champion. But I don't think that anyone would say that the game, like at this point, it's TF Blade's fault, right? For this game, right? I would just say that the Nidalee is upset that he's playing with plat players, or whatever, that he thinks aren't going to be good, and so he immediately wants to give up or doesn't want to try. If you look at the Nidalee's account, this is a game where he played with TF Blade. In the games before it, like we can just look at this day in specific, he is literally just griefing, right? I don't think anyone can deny that this is just griefing. Just clearing, no ganking, no assists, no anything, like just lowest damage in the game. Like, this is griefing. This is 100% griefing. And sure, afterwards, he then proceeds to try. And he probably got a bunch of like hate ads and stuff where he got flamed and said, oh, my account might be in danger. But this stuff is really, well, not this one, but this is like pretty obvious that he's not trying, right? And so at this point, I think anyone can say that if you're not going to dodge this game and you're just going to play it out, you're just waiting for the game to end, right? Because in this lobby, he's saying, oh, don't cry or complain, whatever. And then his mid laner plays Draven mid, or locks in Draven mid. Right? So you have Draven mid with a Nidalee that has, you know, no intention of trying to win, basically. And if you look at the Draven's account, obviously there's not a lot of games played this season, but in the last two seasons, he doesn't play Draven, right? You can see he just never played. His one loss in this game, or in this season, is playing Draven today. He has one game where he lost Draven here. He has one game. No, he doesn't even have a game here. Now, to his credit, whoever this player is, He did play Draven before in season 8, and then even more in previous seasons like season 6. Like he actually was like a Draven main, I would say. So he does know the champion, but when you go into a game where where you have one person who's playing Draven mid with no real experience in the last couple seasons, right? So he hasn't played it in ranked in years, and you have an Italy who says they're not going to participate in the game, essentially, right? This game is pretty much griefed, right? This game is so super difficult right from the onset. And that doesn't mean that TF Blade should grief, right? But it means that as someone who's smurfing, the onus is on you to carry the game, right? And you have to be the one to like 1v9. So the game starts, and right off the bat,
Hold on. What's this type of music?
we get a nice 15-second flash. I'm pretty sure it was a time skip or something, as they say. Like in speedrunning, right? You just do like little time skips. And TF Blade does the right thing where you mute all. Everyone should do this right. And then he actually proceeds to get good trades into the Camille. So level 1, before like minions have hit the wave and stuff, he's getting such good trades that he forces Camille out of the lane on his own, right? He makes Camille TP back with zero help from anyone. So TF Blade is clearly trying. And okay, so Camille TP's back, right? You can see that there. He has to push the wave. It's a stacked wave, he has to shove in, otherwise he gets frozen on and denied a bunch of XP and stuff like that. And so Diana comes for a 3 camp gank, right? Yeah. He is 14 CS, level 3. He just did topside camps into gank, right? Yeah. So you see, she only has red buff. Which, I mean, the gank from Diana's perspective makes sense, right? Because it's a free kill. But from TF Blade's perspective, he has to TP back here, and he would like for his jungler to cover him, right? And a Nidalee should be able to clear 3 camps by 3:15. Like, a Nidalee should be able to clear all of topside camps by 3:15 and be fine. So he needs to get covered by his jungler, but his jungler doesn't care at all. He's even saying pinging for help. And so, right, the Nidalee doesn't even try to contest Scuttle. She just goes all the way to the bot and clears bot side, right? And TF Blade is still trying at this point. He literally dives the Camille under tower and kills her. So even after not getting any assistance, he's still doing fine, whatever. He backs waves going into him. Cool, cool. So Nidalee's just fully cleared bot side camps. All of her camps. Has not contested a single scuttle. And it's just literally just PvE, right? And TF Blade is clearly upset. You saw he typed in the chat, you know, top 2v2. He's saying, like, we can 2v2 easily. Nidalee's not helping, etc., etc. Cool. He gets, like, good trades onto the Camille, right? He's ahead. He's bullying. This is what smurfing is, basically, right? He's essentially smurfing on Camille. Makes sense. He goes in. He gets ganked again, but he manages to get this 2v1. And he actually lives. And at this point, I think it's pretty understandable why he's upset, right? That, like, he's pretty much essentially getting camps, and then Nidalee is doing 0 to capitalize off this. There's no intent to try to win, to try to make trade plays, right? Where you go into the enemy's bot side camp, you trade for Dragon, you trade for literally anything. The Nidalee has not even backed yet. She's taking her first base at 7 minutes in the game. Meanwhile, all the lanes are, you know, doing what they do. Alright, and so at this point, after forcing, you know, Camille away, because he has TF Blade has the lead, he gets synced again, and dies. So, he's typing a lot, he's saying a lot. Alright, be consistent, etc., don't complain. And then he gets upset and does this thing where he goes bot and types the stuff, right? And that's where the clip is. Okay, and so it has taken me 9 minutes to get here, to speak through this and get to this point, right? And for a normal, like, person, you're not gonna take the time to do this, you know what I mean? You're not gonna see a clip and go through it. But it's so sad to me that, like, no one, like, took the time to, like, actually, like, speak or talk about how this doesn't seem like it's really TF Blade's fault, no? Like, how can you think it is? This person here does. I uploaded it, of course. And And it just feels like really sad because like all the thread is doing is flaming TF Blade about being spoiled or being a man child or whatever. And I don't even watch the dude, right? I don't watch him. You can see my channel points, whatever. I can claim this. Give me some fucking points. Let's go. But yeah, I don't even watch this dude. And it just it doesn't seem right to like just see a thread where people are flaming someone so like vindictively and so assured of like his wrongdoing. But if you take, 10 minutes to just look at the accounts, you can see that he's getting griefed, right? The game was pretty much doomed. He's playing pretty well, and his jungler isn't doing anything. The game is 100%. I wouldn't say 100%, but I would say it's pretty much, 70% not in his control. Like, even though as a Smurf, you're supposed to be the one that carries, right? If your team isn't trying, and someone in your team is just trying to lose, essentially, why does it matter if he does or doesn't try to win either of them, right? Because his mid laner clearly isn't trying to win. You could argue his bot lane was trying to win, but when you lock in troll pigs, and you could proceed to run the game down, I think it's fair to say you're not trying to win. And so, obviously, doing that, like, griefing games isn't good, but to grief a game that's already being griefed does nothing, right? If you are a person and you are being griefed by multiple people, or you're being griefed to the point where you just can't even play, what's the point? If he goes top again, he just gonna get dove by Camille and Diana. So what's the point? And I think it's hard to like say this, I guess, but playing in Smurf Q or playing in higher elo or being a streamer, right? You get games like this so much that I think it's understandable why, when something like this happens, why a streamer or someone that plays a lot of games would do this. And to give a little bit of context, I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm high elo, but for like an average person, I'm pretty high. I peaked masters, right, on this account. These are all my accounts, by the way, just because I want to like be as transparent as I could. In case someone wanted to like flame the fuck out of me, which is totally okay. Yeah, so like I'm like a hard suck D2 Masters peaker, and I play the game a lot, and getting griefed sucks, right? It's really irritating. And even on these other accounts, it sucks. Obviously, when I smurf, I'm not flaming, and I don't even really flame on my main account because I just don't care. Like, it's not going to do anything. But if you stream and your job is to entertain, and this is what you like have to do, can we get like a little bit of understanding why this would be like, I don't know, enough to warrant what he's doing? He's not, doing anything super wrong. He's not a villain. I would say doing things like flaming the community super hard, like something like saying that the person who made the thread is like trying to attack TF Blade and is a piece of shit, isn't exactly accurate. But I can kind of see both perspectives, and I kind of hope that more people would try to, at least, because as a streamer, you're playing this game constantly. You're getting the most amount of attention from people that are praising you and people that are griefing you, right? You're gonna have people that are trying to get in your game and run your games down and ruin them for their enjoyment and for your tilt or like your reaction. And so I think for someone to get so like flamed by the community and not have like, I don't know, a majority of the people go like, hey, wait a second, why don't we do something to like stop this behavior, period? Or what can we do to stop this behavior, period? Instead of just going like, this dude's such a fucking man child, look at this shit. Even though he probably gets this more than anyone that's like a normal person would, right? Because most people, it's totally understandable to like click on a thread, be like, this guy's running it down, and you play like maybe 200 or 300 games max per season, and you're like, well, this is fucked up. This guy shouldn't run it down. I'm not TF Blade's a bad person. And I don't know whether he's a good or bad person. I don't know whether any streamer is, but just in this clip, it's so understandable, no? That's kind of it. I just hope that like, I don't know, people will try to be more diligent about stuff like this, just to like look at it and come to their own conclusion. Obviously, this is just a rant, literally, and I don't really make YouTube videos or videos in general. But this really bothered me, and it really upsets me when stuff like, I would say like fake news, whatever, kind of gets spread. Yeah. So, and if you want to like ever like see, like, if you're like questioning who I am, or you're like, this guy's just a TF Blade, or I will dominate Dick Rider. I mean, I literally don't watch them. I'm just a normal person who plays a lot of League, and or did who didn't in the past, and kind of plays a little bit now because he's working a lot. But whatever. Yeah. So please just try to have as open a mind as possible. And maybe this is just a waste of time, and I'm just really annoying. And if so, then that's fine. I just wasted 60 minutes of my life doing this. But otherwise, that's it for me. Have a good one.